was a hypo, and I'm like, Batman. Welcome to Comics League. I'm Jared. I'm here with Robert. What's up, my brother?
Not much. Yourself?
Not that much either. And today we are talking about Batman Knightfall because it was announced that Jeremy Adams is writing a Batman Knightfall adaptation. Four parts. Well, I won't be stealing this for sure. Oh, come on, William. I know you. You'll find some way to steal it. But the point is, so it's going to be in 4 parts, right?
What? Repeat that?
It's going to be in 4 parts.
Yeah, that's as far as we know. Yeah, it's 4 parts as far as we know.
So it's written by Jeremy Adams, and you guys have heard me sing the praises of Jeremy Adams for many, 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 many months because let's face it, he's one of the best writers at DC currently. Like, far
definitely. And 4 parts, that's more than enough. Here's what I think it's going to be. First part, the breaking of the Bat. Second part, the rise of Asbat. Third part, Night Quest. Final part, Night's End.
Yeah, exactly. So let's go over first the background of Knightfall, because here's the thing with Knightfall. All right, so now before we get into this, I want to be very clear. I believe this is taking place around. Needs to be written, but no, don't you dare, William. But anyway. Image Comics is a thing right now. We need to establish that because that will make the decision-making process in DC much clearer. And Image is like destroying everyone else in sales. It's getting to the point where
not just that, but you have people saying heroes need to kill. Heroes need to kill.
I'm getting to that.
Sorry.
So combined with that, not only is DC in 3rd place, but you're getting to the point where people are like, hey, Batman should kill. So much like the Superman editorial was like, hey, let's show the world what Superman would look like if he wasn't around. Batman was like, oh, hey, what's up, NJ? Hey, let's show people what their preferred version of Batman would look like. And it would essentially be Azrael. So how do we defeat Batman? According to Chuck Dixon, when I talked to him, much like when they created Doomsday, much like when they created Doomsday, they were like, okay, so create a villain that could take out Batman. And the thing about Bane,
one, they actually built up his character.
Well, not only that, the thing about Bane that is very different from the Batman and Robin movie is he is extremely intelligent.
Basically, what I've said about Bane is, you know how everyone said Batman is all of his rogues are based off of aspects of him?
Yeah.
Bane is based off of his childhood obsession.
Yeah, exactly. And you could say he and Riddler are both the intelligence.
Well, yeah, but what I mean, though, is that more as far as it's more of his like I said, the obsession that he's like, I must do this, even if it doesn't make sense. Like, I must take out this bat. Who is this bat? I don't know, but I must take him out.
Yeah, exactly. Now, okay, Robert, give the audience the origin for Bane.
Bane was a child. He was born. His father was a criminal. Later revealed to be Cobra. The reader of the Cobra called, and he basically, his mother, and he got away, escaped justice. So because of how Santa Prisca works, it's one of those countries where once you, if you can't punish the father, you must punish the child. So he was basically put into jail for life, no matter what, even though he's an innocent. So
boy, am I glad I live in America, brother.
Yep. So basically, he during all that time, he realized, he was able to fight his way through it all by basically becoming a monster himself, trying to stop this bat that he's been having visions of. And basically, he eventually learned, he read through books, he bulked himself up, and then when given the opportunity to take Venom, he took it. Even if it meant sacrificing himself a little bit for it, he knew it would help. And once he heard from someone else, a bird, one of his minions, that about the bat, He does like, that's the bat from my dream.
Yeah, exactly.
And if Arkham Origin put it best, once I kill you, I will finally have peace.
Yeah, yeah. And then so Bane, here's Bane's plan. He attacks Arkham and sets all the rogues out, like releases all of the rogues. That'll be very important right now because he knows that, hey, if I take out if I try to attack Batman on his own terms, eventually I'm gonna get killed.
Oh, yeah. Now here's one thing though that Bane was not responsible for, and that was he did what Batman was also sick. Suffer extreme insomnia and all that.
Well, the sick part exacerbated because remember, the reason why he let out the rogues is because he was like, okay, I am going to create a scenario where Batman can't rest, so he's like tired by the time I get to him, and then I can tear him
And when you look at it, all of Knightfall happens over the span of a day or two.
Yeah, exactly. And Batman is ragged. In fact, I think when Bane finally comes for him, he's in his bathrobe over the bat suit.
Yeah, even said, like, promised Alfred I don't have to wear the suit up top, but I'll promise to him later.
Yeah, and so Batman gets his back broken by Bane. Now, at this time, there was also a character named Jean-Paul Valley who actually was like helping out with Batman, and then with Batman's like out of commission, John Paul was chosen to take up the mantle. You may have asked, you may have asked, why didn't he ask Dick? He
was his own man.
Grayson did not. That's the thing about people wanting like let's say a different character to like take over for Batman, like Grayson. Grayson has never wanted the Batman.
He would have done it, but he would have done it if he had asked.
Case in the point. Well, here's an example of that. When you have Battle for the Cowl, he only took the cape, so Jason didn't.
Exactly.
He was like, no, you're going to screw it up and screw up his memory. I have to take this to make sure the legacy of the Batman, if you will, is preserved. And I'm like, yeah,
because also you needed it. You need it as well because people, you just need it. You need a Batman. Bruce is wrong. You can't operate without him.
Yeah, exactly. So, here's the thing about this story, because I recently read through the entire saga because I have all three of the college textbook trades.
Yeah.
Cassandra Cain would make a great one. I actually think so too. I think she would make a good leader of the Bat family eventually. So here's the thing.
A future Batman, NJ, really?
Well, future leader of the Bat family is what she means.
Okay,
or he. It means I don't want to assume your gender, NJ. But here's the thing. The problem with Knightfall is that once John Paul takes over, he goes nuts way too fast.
And Batman does not realize what about the system really meant until it's too late.
Yeah, it's like when I'm reading it, it's like literally the next issue, he's like telling Robin, screw you, I can do this myself. I don't need you.
In fact, that was the start of Robin #1.
Yeah, and I'm like, where is this coming from?
Because the system basically warps him, makes him try to be the ultimate killing machine.
Yeah, so, and you know what's kind of funny? They kind of do this in Arkham Knight, with the Azrael side quest.
Yep, but that one is a little different. That's more of a case of just brainwashing, which is here, but it's also a case of it's what makes him a great fighter.
Well. Here's the thing: it's not brainwashing in the case of Michael Lane in Arkham Knight. They had a chip in his head.
Well, yeah, but it was leaving subliminal messages. Remember,
which he rejected.
Well, he could reject, or he
one
could.
Of the endings, yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I'm just saying it's because with Jean Paul, that was like brainwashing from when he was a kid. So it was essentially like brainwashing a kid and turning him into like Hitler Youth or something like that.
Exactly.
But so what's cool about this is now what I do like as like time passes, he becomes the image Batman. Like he puts on armor, pouches, claws. He gets extreme, essentially.
Yeah.
That's the funny part about it. And then what happens next is he confronts Bane. And I think, yeah, Azrael is the one who takes down Bane, right?
Yep. Azrael takes them all out. And if under that moment where you think he's going to kill him, but he's like, no, Black will get all the pieces. Blackgate will have all the pieces for you.
Yeah, exactly. So then you, at the same time as Azrael, you have Batman relearning how to be a crime fighter. I think Shiva, speaking of Cassandra Cain, helped him relearn how to fight, if I remember correctly, right? Right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yep.
Yeah, which I love. And by the way, I'm gonna shoot.
Now, first, wait, send the link to someone.
Yeah, Nex is gonna join us.
All right.
NYX.
Yeah, but the other thing you got to remember though is that
yeah, go ahead.
Hold on, I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah, during Night Quest, which is the bulk of the story, which was giving us that, it basically you get reminded of one thing: Batman took Gordon for granted, and that's what severely. This was the beginning of the damaging of his friendship with Gordon that would last all the way up to No Man's Land.
Yeah. The other thing that's kind of funny, so Superman comes back to life at this point, and he thinks he's talking to Bruce, but he's actually talking to John Paul.
Yeah, the Asbat, yeah.
Asbat, and I think Asbat is also one of the, because they did a crossover with the Punisher, and it was Asbats, right?
First one, then the second one, it was Bruce.
Okay, I thought that when you look at like the characters that he has met, that's funny. Which I'm like, did Clark know that wasn't Bruce?
No, given how he's wearing a lead outline suit, he probably didn't know.
Okay, he probably assumed. All right, that works. I didn't know it was lead line, but
it'd be by default, dude. Given that outfit, it's lead.
Now, the cool thing that Azrael had was a Batmobile that ran not on the streets, but
the tunnels, which I actually went, something Bruce would keep then.
Yeah, that's a great idea because you don't have to worry about traffic.
But that's also we had Harold. Harold had done that.
Harold is the Hunchback. Yeah, exactly.
Yep, he's the Hunchback who helps out Bruce and everything. He's the one who betrayed him in Hush.
Yeah, and again, the problem with this is that it goes on for way too long. That's the problem with the entire saga. I'm not talking about each individual part. The entire thing, it's too long of a story.
Yeah, and here's the problem with Knightfall, the Knightfall saga, and why Superman, Death and Return works so well. Death and Return had them already know how to do all the interconnected books. It didn't work, and they didn't know how to do that in the Bat Office. That was their first time doing it. Yeah. Now, it worked fine for the up until throughout Knightfall itself, but when you got to Night Quest, they decided, okay, go back to doing your own thing. And at Night End, they had to rush.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they had to get it done by 0 hour.
Yeah, exactly. And it's so then the third part, and by the way, NJ asks, does Cass have good detective skills? Is she a detective?
No. She is not a good detective.
So I will play an intro. Here we go.
The psychos just keep getting younger.
I thought that was appropriate. How are you?
That is way too appropriate.
Yeah, so we're talking about Knightfall, and let me ask you this. So to start off, what do you think of Knightfall as a story?
I'm just trying to think, which one was that?
That was the Bane one where his back is broken, the first one.
Yeah. Ooh, it's iconic, honestly.
Yeah, it is. My thinking on it though is that it goes on for way too long.
It does. Does. And that's if you count Prodigal as well.
Oh yeah, that's another book.
That's the epilogue. That's the aftermath.
Oh yeah, and if I remember correctly, this is where Batman gets the all-black Troika suit, right?
Yeah.
At the end of this,
with the spikes.
Yeah, that's cool. So then I love the way this ends though, because Batman confronts Azrael, And slowly he takes him into the caves where Batman was at first attacked by bats as a kid. Azrael has to keep taking off his helmet, his armor, and then
just his helmet.
He just has the helmet, and then
lets the light shine in.
Yeah, and then Azrael just looks up and sees shining Batman.
Nothing. And he's like, I am nothing. And
yeah,
then he then gets his own spinoff. Now, again, I get what they want. They wanted to get to a point where people are like, we don't want this. And I will also say this. I do like one little setup they had throughout all of it. You had the mayor, who at the beginning, he only won because he was unopposed. And he was a very anti-Batman. And then Batman saved his life from Joker and Scarecrow. So he's now very pro-Batman at a point when you don't want him to be pro-Batman.
Mm-hmm.
And which is funny, isn't it? You're like, oh no.
Yeah, exactly.
Endorsing the wrong Batman.
Yeah.
Yep, he's showing for the wrong Batman.
Yeah, and then I do love, it's like, I think it was like Gordon's wife was like, Batman's dangerous. And then he's like, it's Azrael Batman. So I'm like, can you blame her?
Well, she was already that way even beforehand when it was just Bruce.
No, but the hilarious part is that she's like, see, he's much more brutal. And then I like where eventually Gordon's like, yeah, something's up. Something's up.
And like I said, this would put a damage on his friendship with Batman for years. Like I said, not until No Man's Land. And think about how many years that was.
Yeah. And it's like this is the part that the Nolan movies got right when they got to Bane. The intelligence part. The voice, no. The jackness, no. Go ahead,
I would say J.B. Blanc as him in Arkham Origins. I think once I kill you, I will finally have peace. Sit down, Bajito, or whatever. I prefer that.
Oh, burn! The fire rises. No. Time to go mobile.
I think it's kind of funny though, because Azrael is kind of everything Twitter quote unquote fans think Batman is.
Yeah,
he is.
That was the point. But what I also love is that Bane, as Bat was, eventually fans are like, nope, don't want it. But the worst part is though, here's the one big downside with Nightquest. At the same time, while it wasn't enough to trick people at the time to think this was permanent, it was also like looking back, and now you're right, they didn't do anything to establish Azrael as a character at all. Like this would have been the new norm.
Not only that, we also saw issues of Bruce training to get the mantle.
No, not yet. First, he had to regain healing his back.
Oh yeah, it's not like in the Nolan movies. They're like, "Let me hang you in ropes. Your back's healed." Oh,
hooray!
Let me also punch you in the spine. That's not going to cause issues.
Yeah, but no. So for quite a while, it wasn't until Night's End that he did the training.
Oh, and Nix, you know what else almost happened around this time period?
Oh God!
So we had the death of Superman, and they wanted to do something for Wonder Woman.
Oh God!
So what? So
now keep in mind, Millar was not being serious when he said this.
He was joking. DC took him seriously. Millar. Granted, this is not a funny joke. I want to be clear on this. I don't support this joke. He said, "How about the rape of Wonder Woman?"
Oh God!
Which would have been, so you know how like in the death of Superman where it's all full page spreads, the first 10 pages would have been her being that.
Oh God!
And I'm like, you wonder why Wonder Woman fans really don't like DC Comics.
Yeah, DC has not been very kind to Wonder Woman.
They've been on and off.
That joke, seriously. The when they were trying to replace her with Artemis, and
that's what they did instead.
Well, to be fair, that was at least a story reason.
Well, and they did it before too in the Silver Age. I think.
They did? No. I think Artemis was the first time that was done where someone else was Wonder Woman. You're thinking about when she became the white suit of Wonder Woman. That's completely different.
By the way, so you know what's kind of funny about that? So both Artemis and Diana joined the Justice League, and the League is like, Diana, who the hell is this? And then Diana's like, don't ask, she'll go away eventually. She's like, don't talk to her. Eventually, she'll get the message and go away. I love it.
It's funny too because Bruce is just so like he's not having it. He's like, no, you're not Wonder Woman. We have Wonder Woman. You're the Wonder Woman.
We have Wonder Woman at home. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but yeah, that's the
Wish
level.
Wonder Woman.
Yeah, Timo Wonder Woman. That's what DC. That's the level of BS-ery DC is at right now, and it's not necessarily like, oh my gosh. Because here's the thing: again, they're getting destroyed by DC. Now is third publisher at this point because
At this point,
Image.
When you say this point, you gotta remember you think back then. That point.
Back then, at the point of DC's history that we're talking, they're number 3 because Image was at its peak and Marvel was still above DC. So just picture that.
So they were desperate. So, and that's the reason why eventually, that's how we also got Parallax, and Kyle Rayner.
Yeah, I know. And they're like, let's characterize. Well, here's the thing about Hal Jordan. He was one of those occasions where it was coming inevitably because the readership was bored of Hal Jordan at that point.
That's true. Oh, by the way, sorry, go ahead. No, go ahead.
So yeah, and then so to go to the animated movie, because and Nix, I'm sure you heard they are doing an animated Knightfall movie in 4 parts.
Yep.
Again, the fact that they're doing 4 parts, because here was the problem that I had with like these big stories they were trying, because it's like Death of Superman and Reign of the Superman. Those got like the beginning and end. But here's the thing about the Death of Superman. The most important part is the middle.
The middle.
You can't get rid of that. That's why they did in the beginning. If they had a movie, imagine if they did a movie where we're like, there is an overall plot, but the heart of the movie is a world without Superman. That would have been so much better.
Yeah, but at the same time, no, who'd want to see a movie of that? That's the one downside.
No, but I'm saying still do like a Justice League plot, but like everyone is dealing with his death in their own way, and that's like you get little vignettes, if you will, kind of truncate it.
Oh no, and I get that. Now, here's the one advantage. This is not. We don't have a current universe going on.
That's the other thing. Now,
Long Halloween guy was lucky. Long Halloween was lucky. While it was part of that universe, it was the start of Batman's side, so you didn't have the history build up or anything about it like that.
Not only that, you could put that in any of the animated movie universes because that's very detached from everything.
Compared to Hush, though.
Don't get me started on Hush. But
even Jim Lee said,
"Oh God,
it is what it is."
Yeah, it's like, I get why they had to make changes, but here's the thing on that, Robert. Yes, it's disconnected. Now, here's my concern. What's the animation gonna look like?
That's the big worrying portion. Now, hopefully, it's gonna be the sole movie coming out for a while. Oh, geez, I just realized this might be 1 movie budget across 4 movies.
That's the other problem.
What happened was now, granted, unlike Crisis, you're not gonna. You could probably stretch a Batman movie across 4 movies with 1 budget.
And yeah, exactly. There's not like you're dealing with like a lot of super powered characters. Like the only like you don't even have to have them apprehend every single like rogue for like the beginning of the story. Let's say you could have them like do the big ones and then just say he's done this, and then Bane shows up, and Bane you can kind of have him be super powered because of the venom, but yeah, there's not as much you need to do.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say one thing that I kind of found funny about Bane's entrance into the comics is that they go a little hard at trying to make him the perfect foil for Batman. Like all of his training and everything seems a little far-fetched.
And let's not forget, Tom King would add is that Bane likes to wrestle naked.
Well, to be fair, he did work out. He did work out and train naked while in that where that little cell he was stuck in.
Yeah, but he didn't sit on a throne of skulls naked.
True.
That's not normal for you people?
Oh, that's about as normal as taking a bath with a bunch of mice in it.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, I'd prefer the skull throne, but that's just me.
But I would say this. I do like how Bane's like, it's him. Yeah, you mean Bruce Wayne? Yeah, it's the guy throwing the shit dick. No, Bird. It's him. You mean the Batman? How can you tell? I know my enemy. He cannot hide from me by simply putting on his mask.
On that, yes, putting on his mask. He knows that like Bruce Wayne's the mask. The other thing I do love, so Bane has a henchman who uses a bird. So what's he gonna name him? Bird. I'm like, okay, bro.
Simple.
But
Bird, Zombie, and Frog.
He's very creative.
But that was the guy's name, though, was Bird before. So he was already calling himself Bird anyway.
Yeah, but so here's the thing. Looking back on it, I think people are using the Mandela effect with Bane. Here's what I mean by that. People think that like he was always like this Hulk character when he gets on Venom, even in Knightfall. So in many ways, that version of Bane from the Dark Knight Rises is actually relatively realistic.
Well, that came from the animated series.
Yeah, now he would balloon out a little bit, but still was restrained. Like just more like.
Yeah, exactly.
He was more like Reed Richards going big mode in Rivals. You go from this to
that's the most annoying and disturbing looking thing in the game.
But you get my point, though. But that's how it is. It's like there's a slight difference, but not like a drawing himself huge.
So in other words, it's not like in Arkham Origins at the end.
Oh no!
That was the funniest thing in the world. He turns into literally the Hulk.
But would you agree that, like I said, J.D. Blanc's voice acting and that was the best. Bane.
Oh yeah. That was and I love the scene where Batman finds out that Bane knows who he is, and where he's trying to revive Alfred.
I'm in your home. I left him there for not long enough for you to say goodbye.
Yeah, that's the thing about Bane. He's a sadist in a hell. And then Tom King made him a henchman of Flashpoint Batman, and I go, see. That's like making Grail a henchwoman. That doesn't work.
Now, to be fair, you can't. That wasn't his initial plan. Originally, supposed to be the other way around.
Then keep it the other way around. That's the thing.
Blame the Dio. Remember, that was the Dio's doing. Because why else call it City of Bane?
Here's the thing. Here's why I have trouble believing that, Robert. Because Tom King tends to do stuff that pisses people off, and then when he pisses people off, he dumps the blame on other people.
True, but from a lot of other factors did point towards the Dio.
Well, what would that have to do with, like, let's say 5G?
Who can say on that one? But from what everything seems to be indicating, the Dio was the one who really wanted Thomas, Flashpoint Batman to be a big villain for whatever reason.
I have to look that up. That's awfully sus. But
I mean,
go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think though, like, to be fair, we've had worse Bane, Batman and Robin.
Bane! Or like where he's getting off the plane with Ivy and he's in his Bane suit but with a trench coat and a hat.
Now,
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle right there.
Yeah, there you go. He's Raphael.
Now, I will say, the animated series, one, you can tell they didn't like Bane at all. They were forced to use him. But I will say this.
Yeah.
That showed us what would have happened if Bane tried to do what would have happened if Bane had gone after Batman fully fine. He would have lost.
And remember the new Batman Adventures where it's like, where he's in a bondage suit?
Oh my God.
What's up, Gray? How you doing, man? Good to see you. Yeah, those new Batman Adventures redesigns. My least favorite's Catwoman, by the way.
Really?
It makes her look too young for me.
And
all the girls look a little too young.
And too pale.
And Gray.
And way too pale.
Imagine this. I'm going to describe this in the best non-spoilery way how bad this week's Wonder Woman was. I'm going to do it non-spoilery because Robert's here. Imagine you're making a sandwich and someone puts a bunch of rusty nails in it. That's what that's like. Trust me, Robert, when you read it, you will understand.
I think you're overhyping it. I think you're overhyping it, that badness of it.
Tub of rats. Did I mention the dude lies back and looks like he's orgasming?
Okay, I'll say.
He sent me the page.
I said it. I asked her, "Do you want to see the page?" And she goes, "All
right." But again, I'll decide for myself.
I know. I wanted to theatrically describe it for Gray. All right.
I understand that. I've seen cringier stuff done in other books, so I'll judge it for myself.
Oh boy, Robert.
I need the brain bleach.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, it's like, and to be clear, here's the thing. And Bane here's the thing. if they wanted to have Bane be like the main villain of a Batman movie, not do Knightfall, but just have him be a villain. Yeah, I could definitely buy Bane as like the villain that will like tear apart Batman's life. He's that villain, and honestly, I think he could draw a crowd to the movies.
By the way, we didn't mention about the most important part. Azra, Jean Paul leaving someone to die, which then led to an innocent getting killed.
Who is?
You had Leha, I believe was his name. He was this serial killer who had abducted his own brother, an innocent, left him on basically the way it worked was it was a bed of nails and weights were slowly coming down on top of him.
Oh God! Oh, oh my God!
Azrael was trying to stop Leha, and then he ended up letting him fall to his death, and he just walked away, and then the brother got killed off. That's what made Bruce realize I have to come back.
One of my least favorite things that Azrael did, and this is totally my thing. So there was most people know about like all the multiple clay faces that have come from DC, right?
Mm-hmm.
Clay number 4, the one with the disease that he needed to like kill.
No, that was 3. That was 3. Yeah.
3
4
and
was the woman. Yeah. 4.
Yeah. Lady Clayface and 3 end up having a child together, and that child gets kidnapped. And by the end of it, Azrael gets involved, but he lets the government take the baby back, and the family is separated. Lady Clayface, I think, is dead, and I don't remember.
No, she's fine.
She's fine. One of them died, I think, and the baby gets taken back by the government. And I'm like, dude, Bruce would never.
Oh, great, but I would say no. Peyton, the third one, his glass shattered, but he didn't die. He was barely holding on. 4, Lady Clayface was weakened, and the government took him away. But I think it was also a case where he didn't have much of a choice but to let him take him.
Yeah.
Even still, Bruce would never.
Here's the other thing. All right, so Nix, have you ever read the Tales of the Dark Multiverse version of Knightfall?
I don't think I have, no.
All right, so here's what this is. Do you know how Marvel had those What If comics?
Yeah.
So DC started doing this after Dark Knight's Metal came out, and basically the premise was what if, but they always end up horribly bad.
Basically, anything that can go wrong will go wrong.
Like the first one was Lois gets the powers of the Eradicator and turns into an evil dictator. In other words, she becomes regular Lois Lane. I'm only kidding, Robert. I had to.
I got it. Actually, no, the Knightfall one was the first one.
Okay. I knew it was one of the first. Yep. You know what?
Yep.
Real quick, do you know which one is very underrated? Hush.
Yep. And who wrote that one? Phil K. Johnson.
There you go. All right.
I got here's the knife. Basically, this is what if Azrael had won during Night's End.
And he like stabs right there. He basically Elektra's Batman.
But he didn't kill him. He's still alive. He's weakened. The system has made him insane. And look what he's done to Bruce.
Because what happens
he RoboCopped him.
It takes place decades in the future, and every year he comes back and cuts off a part of Batman because he wants Batman to admit you've done a better job with Gotham.
Yep, and we have Talia. Talia was the son of Bane, trying to stop him. But at the end, we find out Bruce has gone insane.
Oh yeah, he has. And then what happens is that they give him like essentially the body that lets him use like nanotech bats. And they reconstruct the attack. And then Batman goes crazy and decides, yeah, I'm going to be basically I'm going to be evil Batman.
They're like, nope.
Oh, that's fresh.
Jean Paul was right. You did keep the city standing. You started her down a new path. So it's like, yeah, the truth is my biggest mistake wasn't choosing you. My biggest mistake was the same as yours, relying on anyone but myself.
Yeah, and then he basically becomes a very evil Batman.
Yep.
He just wanted to press their client base. Like, God.
Here's all the different ones.
That's what DC always does, and Nick's. They're like, okay, so we need an Elseworld. Let's just turn our regular heroes evil.
Oh,
Worse than 20,000 other times we did it.
Yeah,
exactly. This one is the most misleading because it doesn't have anything to do with Crisis. It deals with the aftermath of Crisis.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that one. Metal shouldn't exist because this is Tales of the Dark. Here's the thing: Metal and Crisis shouldn't exist because here's the thing about this, Nick. So basically, with the multiverse, there's a dark version of it that's essentially on the back of the multiverse. Here's the problem with this. So are you telling me that like each Earth, so essentially each Earth has its own multiverse that is then screwed up by Metal and then Crisis?
I think this one takes place after Death Metal, and it's basically where we had the Omniverse, where you have multiverses of multiverses.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think this is taking place. This is taking place after Death Metal.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for making it harder for people to get into comics, DC.
Man, that's only if you overthink it.
It's only for these two. War of the Gods was actually pretty decent. I'll give you that.
Even though it's funny enough, it's clearly taking notes from the Justice League Dark storyline.
Yeah, and so the cool part about the Flashpoint one is Eobard shows up in regular Flashpoint, this is what if Barry failed getting his powers back. Eobard essentially becomes the hero of Earth. Like, he saves the Waynes, and he like completely undoes Flashpoint.
Yep. But of course, it's Eobard. You know that he's still going to be, evil.
And then the other thing is, like, of course they have Wonder Woman being evil, even though if you read the Flashpoint comic, she wasn't.
Mm-hmm. Of course, they made a deal with Darkseid.
Except no, it's not Darkseid. It's Barda. Is Darkseid?
It's Barda. Yep.
I love that Barda is.
Yeah, Barda is. And look at Orion.
Yeah, or like Light Ray, who's just a skeleton, and then and then apparently Superman had the electric blue suit,
something like that. But yeah, the Hush one was basically, what if Tommy had won? Taken over. What if he had taken over the Wayne fortune and locked Bruce up? And Bruce, this is by far the more heroic of them.
Yeah, and I like with this one, we're like
it's reverse. Batman is Hush.
Yeah, Batman is Hush. Nightwing is a Talon because he wasn't saved by Batman. So I'm like, okay, that's actually really cool.
Yep. I really like that one.
But I like how Tommy is also a puppet of Talia al Ghul. So I'm like, okay, I see what you're doing.
As he would.
As he would be. Yeah, I dig that. Yeah, but so a lot of these actually would go, show the death of Superman. Show evil Lois. In other words, Lois. I'm sorry. I had to. So in this one, it's Superman and Doomsday both die, but
Lois refuses to forgive anyone. It's like, now this is what drives her. Like, okay, now thinking about this, in the original one, there wasn't a main Justice League, but here they decided, like, hey, what we missed? Well,
there was. It just sucked.
But it's like, hey, what we missed? Where were you?
Yeah, where were the characters that could actually face Doomsday?
Yeah, this one pissed.
By the way, that's the other reason why that damn Death of Superman movie doesn't work, because that's the league that could actually fight Doomsday.
Now you do have some stuff here, like this is more modern politics and something that doesn't fit the 80s.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm just like, no.
And Pa did have a heart attack. Here, he died as well. But we're continuing the whole notion of anything that will go wrong. But she ended up going to the fortress somehow when the Eradicator came out and basically said, okay, give me I will join with you, as opposed to trying to join back with Superman's body.
And she gets the powers, and she basically decides, I'm going to do what you never did, or
you're going to kill Lex.
Mm-hmm.
He was Clark Kent. Oh, but then she takes out Joker, goes for Batman. Oh, and that one.
MJ, no. The opposite universe is not a dark. It's an actual world in the actual multiverse.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. It's Earth's Elseworld.
Mm-hmm. And then what happens with this is that eventually, so the rest of Death of Superman happens.
Right down to Superman showing up again. But now she's like, no, you can't know what I've done.
Yeah, he's like, why is everyone afraid of you? And then it's like Cyborg does the kryptonite cannon again, only this time Superman actually dies because of Lois destroying the cannon.
Which you were trying to stop him, but I was like, she didn't think.
And she becomes a vengeful angel. And I'm like, I'm not just saying this because I hate Lois. I wish DC did something with this character. That is so cool. Oh, by that bottom panel of her being sad.
Oh, yeah, that was great. Then you also had Blackest Night. This was a twisted one.
This was a very weird one. But okay, so back to Knightfall. So Robert, what's your favorite of the 3 parts of Knightfall?
The Knightfall itself, but you go Knightfall, Knight's End, Night Quest. Okay,
you're next.
Night Quest, The Crusade, and then Night Quest, The Surge. The Surge was the worst part. There's a reason why that wasn't collected for so long.
Yeah. How about you, Nix?
Oh, I specifically liked when Bane broke Batman's back, and that sounds horrible, but because it's one of those things where you're like, oh, like at the time you're like, oh, how is he gonna get out of this? How are we getting Batman back into action?
Pun intended.
Yeah.
But that's what it eventually specified. He didn't actually break his back so much as he did dislodge it.
Yeah, so that's why punching his spine worked.
Okay, that's about the movie. I'm not talking about the movie.
I had to. Let me hang you up on ropes and punch you. That'll work.
I'm a doctor. I know what I'm doing.
I'm a doctor in a prison. Yeah, this is definitely not going to go horribly for me. But yeah.
My biggest question in that movie is how did Bruce get all the way back to Gotham?
Money.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously, but like...
It's like in the Snyder Cut. What are your superpowers again? I'm rich.
The greatest superpower of them all.
Yeah. Oh, the other version. We have another version of Knightfall we can talk about. Absolute Knightfall.
Oh, technically.
It's technically this. So, Nix, how caught up are you on Absolute Batman?
I know very little about it other than Bruce is bald and Catwoman looks actually really cool.
Well, yes, Catwoman does, and she has a cloaking device. But you know why Bruce is bald?
Why?
Because when he fought Bane, Bane kicked his ass, and then what Bane did is implanted a venom infuser into him. So, like, Batman in a way is Bane, but like. And Bane is also responsible for the creation of like Penguin, Riddler, and Two-Face. Like to make Oswald like a penguin, he literally broke every bone in his body.
You can't see it, but I'm just shocked in awe.
For Two-Face, he took a bottle, smacked it into Two-Face's head, slammed it down to the point where Two-Face's head was in 2 pieces. But this is absolute Bane. Show her what happened to the rogues. Why don't you?
That'll be the next issue.
Yeah.
Penguin.
That's absolute Penguin.
Jeez.
Show her the others. That's Two-Face. And that is the Riddler.
I've seen like what they're planning with Joker, and I was like,
the demon dragon thing? Yeah, I was like, what the? Did you know that the Joker apparently wears like a coat made of baby skin in this?
Sure, okay, why not?
I love how she's like, sure, why not?
But yeah,
here's what we Harley Quinn too, and I'm like, really? You have all these really cool extra designs. Like you made Catwoman look amazing, but you go for Harley and she's just, I don't even know.
Yeah, and so there's an issue where they make you think that Batman actually faced Bane, but it's like it's
Lost his
Alfred.
arms!
It's Alfred narrating. This is what happens if you fight Bane. Like Bane chops off Batman's arm, smashes his face with Batman's axe, and then recreates him as basically Azrael Batman.
Mm-hmm.
So
sure, why not?
I love Nick. Sure, why not? Like, okay, that tracks with this universe.
Yep, and there's Harvey, Enigma, and Oswald.
Yeah, so yeah, that's the Absolute version of it. And so Absolute Poison Ivy, she is literally a plant woman, except it's just essentially her central nervous system.
No.
Yeah, I saw that too, and I'm like, yeah, what is going on with Harley? You have these amazing designs, but that's the best you could come up with for the Harlequin chick.
I hate that. That's the one design I'm like, no.
I do like her leading the Red Hood, though.
Yeah, that's cool, but the design sucks.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got look, Catwoman.
The
perfection.
Catwoman design looks freaking dope.
I was saying it makes the
beautiful.
Black mask work. It'll actually work.
Yeah. Oh, I love. So next, did you see the panel where Batman literally punts a baby?
What?
I'm sorry.
He punts a Black Mask. So he goes onto Black Mask's yacht, and he's taking out Black Mask. The kid runs at him. So Batman literally punts it. I'll pull up the image.
All right.
Batman punting a baby. It should. Yeah, there you go. It comes up. Here we go. Here we go. Check this
Mainline
out.
Bruce Wayne would never.
Look.
Go! Time to
Literally,
kick.
wait. Look, he's got it.
Why?
And the kid's like, wait, what are you? Stop. I'm just a kid. You can't. He punts him. And then the kid's mom just jumps off the boat.
I got that. Time to kick the baby. Don't kick the baby.
Oh, and then he proceeds to use his his bat ears to stab through Black Mask's mask and basically blind him. And they say Batman doesn't kill. And they say Batman doesn't kill. There's also the Batman whose logo is an axe and he used it to chop off someone's hand. Yeah, he's killed people. But Timio says, surprisingly, the Knightfall event is well preserved, both in terms of the script and beautiful artwork created by the artist. Yeah, it is. It very much is. It looks great. But it's like, overall, Knightfall is one of those events that is, as Nick said when she came in, it is iconic. It's one of Batman's most well-known stories. And it's not just because Batman gets his ass kicked. It's also because he comes right back and it reasserts. No, it's like with the whole Jim Gordon Batman is to show that that you can't just put on the cowl and the suit and become Batman.
And
not everyone can be Batman.
And some people should never be Batman.
Oh God, yes, no.
Oh yeah.
And again, people, it worked out. There were people who were like, no, we don't want it. We don't want it.
Yeah, exactly. TMO also says, after Knightfall, we can say that Batman and Bane fought the same battle in the battle for the cloak, the battle for Gotham, the Absolute, and the climax of Tom King's. Yeah.
You can't say the climax because that wasn't him.
Yeah. Oh, and also there have been significantly more. Well, here's the thing. That's the funny part. It was immediately undone by other writers.
Womp womp.
That's just what happens.
And then they made us think that Bane got killed off by the Joker.
Mm-hmm.
Or then he came back.
Or I love it where we're like in the Tom King run, KGB shot Nightwing in the head, and this is where we got Rick Grayson. And
that
was definitely on marching order. That felt marching order because they used it somewhere else.
No, but I love Batman. He breaks KGB's neck and leaves him in the snow and says, "You make your own way home." And then King was like, "Don't worry. Batman knew that there were rescuers nearby." And I'm like, "Sure he did."
Like I said, the Rick raised up, that was definitely marching orders.
Yeah, I know that, and it was peak. No, I can't even say it was peak Nightwing. What's the story behind Bane's daughter?
She's an artificial created. Basically, they revealed that Bane was their attempt to try and make their own Superman. Didn't work, and that they decided we'll start from the ground up. Let's actually genetically create her and make vengeance. But she still has too much of Bane's nobility inherited in her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which that's interesting, but it's like so.
Here's the thing about Bane. He is noble in his own twisted way.
He has a code. He's like Deathstroke. That's the thing.
Like, I still remember this from Batman versus Bane. This is the after Forever Evil, when a young boy comes up to him and says, "My mom's sick. Can you please help her? And can help us?" Walks in, walks out. Bury your mother and don't ask for any help again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're like, Jesus.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, and didn't they also do a like One Bad Day for Bane? I forget what that one was. The One Bad Day, as in those smaller graphic novels that were like on each of his.
Oh yeah, yep. Hold on.
Like when Jerry Dugan royally screwed up Freeze's one.
Oh God.
Where he made it. So Nix, what's the relationship of Freeze and his wife, Nix?
Oh God.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Like he's trying to revive his dead wife. Don't get in the way of that.
In Jerry Dugan made it where like he was basically a simp and was trying to like keep her intentionally keep her there.
To be fair, that's not far off from what Scott Snyder tried to do.
To do, and everyone hated it.
Oh my lord!
Wait a minute.
Oh, I love this one.
What was this? Killed the the Pistol Brothers. Did he kill them off? I thought they were already dead.
I have no idea.
But yeah, this one was Howard Borden. We see him as a lucha libre.
Which I like that. That works.
I
will break you. And of course his enemies dressed like Batman.
Broken and done.
Mm-hmm.
Bang!
I think I have this one. I should have this one.
I have them all.
Of course you do. And they're probably signed. Nope,
none of them are signed.
All right. Sure. And then if you fight people,
Batman and Bane working together. Because of all these villains, Bane is the one most likely to team up with Batman.
Yeah, because again, there is a little bit of a mutual respect between the two.
Oh, by the way, this connects back to Batman Venom. That's the scientist from it.
Oh, really? That's who that is?
That's the scientist from Batman Venom.
So that's the guy that got Batman addicted to drugs?
Yeah, right there, seeing his daughter and everything.
Okay, that's who that is.
We can kick him.
Yeah, exactly. I have that story.
I love how they actually that Williamson connected it back to that.
Oh, and by the way, can I say I love that of all the drugs they could have used to enhance Bane, they actually use one that's pre-existing and that Batman has experience with when they created Bane. I'm like, oh, okay, that's very well done.
I do like
callback.
And I like it. I was like, trust me, no matter what your knowledge, you have no idea about my Venom, which is true. He doesn't.
Yeah, he has his own he has his own staff.
The liquid one.
Yeah, exactly. The liquid as opposed to a fine powder that Batman snorted.
No.
Oh, the pills. Okay.
They were pills.
He took his man pills. It happens to 1 in 5 Batmen.
I actually really like the Venom storyline for Batman though, where he gets really addicted. Good. And then he has to. It's really good. Like it shows you in the most visceral detail that they could possibly manage the pain and suffering Bruce has to go through to get himself clean.
And they also
had Alfred lock him in the Batcave and say, no matter what, for 3 days, do not open the door. I have a cache. I'm all good with food and water.
Yep, exactly. Hold on, I got scans of that too. But I also like how you had we saw the behind the scene when we see stuff about hold on. Oh yeah, the guy trying to then make this wimpy kid into this manly, and everything.
Oh, yeah. His
I
own
love that.
son.
Oh yeah, and then he killed the woman he was loving.
Of course he did.
Remember that? Just slammed her against the wall because the father ordered him to.
Okay, I see.
Hold on,
Honestly, it's really good too because it's like I think it's one of the first times you see Alfred get fed up with Bruce and say, "Nope, screw you, I'm out.
Exactly.
I'm not putting up with this."
And I gotta say, this was a pretty extreme opening, right? Where Batman couldn't save a girl.
Yeah, exactly.
It shows why he would fall to that.
Yeah, because it's like he's trying to get her out, but by the time he got there.
And how about a way to just do a story where, like, it's very rare that, like, they kill a kid. Let me put it to you that way.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
And again, she's just like, Sissy! Oh.
Bane, NJ says Bane doesn't hurt women and kids, right? I'm pretty sure.
When written well, yes.
When actually written in character, yes, he has a code.
And that was one thing I would give that Gail Simone gave him back.
Here's the thing, Bane is like, for a more extreme way of thinking about it, Bane is like the Punisher.
Yep. Oh, look. Batman just cannot help
laughing. Ha ha ha.
When Batman
look at that cover.
Happened.
Yeah. Oh God. Evil Batman.
And
then he's like, Batman becomes addicted to pills.
Oh yeah. Oh, you want these?
Yeah.
There's only 4. I've been busy. Didn't have time to make any. That a problem? Busy knows that he's going to be working for him.
I like that. That's really cool. I recently read that for the first time. And yeah, it is disturbing in the best way possible to see Batman struggle with it. Because again, this is what you do with these characters. If you don't know how to challenge them because of like
Oh, look at that cover.
Yeah. What you do
know how you do a anti-drug PSA.
Well, not only that, what you do is you give them a mental battle as well. Because Batman can't, like, because he's Batman, his way out of drugs.
Yeah, but see, then the young boy becomes more and more hard at everything. He gets the surgery, and oh, look at Bruce.
Yeah, I love this. He shows up with like a big Santa beard and long ass hair.
Oh, and then kill her.
Yeah, it's kind of like with the super soldier for formula for like Marvel, where like the good it makes good, but the bad it makes worse.
Yep, but yeah, and we then lead to obviously. Oh, look at that with Alfred being cut up for sharks to come after him.
Yeah, exactly.
And we see Yep.
It's kind of wild too that like the sergeant that's like ordering all these experiments be done to this kid is the kid's father.
Yep, and then what happened? Oh,
yeah, Batman becomes Quasimodo
for a moment, but yeah, and then of course I love it. Like I know you want to kill me, so what does he do then? He leaves it when he's in the middle of like attention to order. Don't have him say anything. So what he does? Kill me. Then he's like, Father. Notice, yeah, he took a pill. That's what Williamson connected back to.
Yeah, I dig that, and that's why a writer really got the assignment, because he's like, I'm dealing with Bane and Batman. Why don't and Venom? Why don't I do this?
Exactly. And in fact, you're a girl named Sissy and a boy named Timmy.
Yeah, and those like stories, those one bad days are not canon, right?
As far as I know, most of them are not.
Yeah, so it's like, it doesn't really matter like necessarily what he can reference whatever the hell he wants per se in that.
By the way, look who wrote it, Denny O'Neil. So of course he was able to bring it back during Knightfall. He was the editor.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, so Knightfall is definitely one of the definitive.
I was going to say quickly, compare it though to Death and Return. Death and Return trumps it.
Oh yeah, 100%, because it's more to the point. There are a big trades where I'm like, just move on, but it's less severe with Death and Return of Superman.
Because you didn't get that until the rain. Even then, it was like, We're nearing the end. We're nearing the end.
Yeah, because
Knightfall, you got that at Night Quest. But I was at Knightfall itself kept me captivated. Would you agree?
Yeah, Knightfall itself is great. Knight's Quest is the one that went on for too long. Knight's End flew by really fast for me.
Because they had to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's true.
But yeah, Shiva training him and make us think that he killed someone.
Yeah, exactly. But overall, Knightfall is definitely like one of the definitive stories of post-crisis Batman. And yeah, it's a classic for sure. But I think it's a good place to leave it. So, Robert, where can one find you and what have you got coming on your channel?
Check my link down below. And sometime tonight, hopefully, I will be diving into, maybe wrapping up Face the Unholy Trinity.
All right. Nix, how about you? Where can one find you and what have you got coming out?
Oh, I'm on Twitter at BattyGirlNix. It's a fun little account. I'm currently working on a traditional RPG about a retired knight who's very depressed. Yeah, it's so it's basically a guy who he's retired from his position as a royal knight, and now that he's living in retirement, he finds that he has no real reason to keep going. So the game is about him finding his purpose again.
Oh, I like that. That's very cool. I dig that. But yeah, and as for Comics League, basically this weekend is me celebrating 5 years as a YouTuber. This channel means like practically everything to me. So tomorrow for CLD, we'll be celebrating that. I'll be releasing a documentary about it, and for Wonder Super Wonder Legacy, Britt and I are going to be discussing the meeting of Absolute Superman and Absolute Wonder Woman. Movie night, we're going to be talking about Birds of Prey. Every time I say the name of that movie, I get shivers. Is that normal?
Given the movie, yes.
I figured.
You can just call it Harley Quinn because no other character matters.
True. Harley Quinn, but still, see, it's still shivers. but I think that's a good. But stay woke, everyone. Remember, Lois Lane is Lois Lane, and Steve Trevor, Steve Never. She belongs to General Zod. He belongs in a hydraulic press. So is the Maximat for life. I'll see you guys later. Bye.